Admit it, you believe in gummy bears.
Bienvenidos a Amores, Patos, Face, the Disney Afternoon. I'm your host, Anna.
And I'm your other host, Faby. This is a podcast where we review episodes from the Disney Afternoon.
If you haven't listened to us before, we are currently reviewing and recapping every episode of DuckTales 2017. If you have listened to us, welcome back.
You like this enough to follow us into another podcast.
Yes, thank you if you have. I'm going to assume most of our current listeners are Amores Patos alumni.
Yeah.
But we decided to hop on the nostalgia train.
I guess if you would say, like, what's the gist of, like, our vibe as a podcast, it's two friends talk to each other and record it.
Yes.
And sometimes we forget that there's an audience.
Yes.
So we have very, very long conversations about things.
If you wanted to hear us talk about DuckTales and wrestling for 2 hours, go listen to Amores Patos, the original. It's lots of fun. We have a lot of fun there.
And also, I will say, disclaimer, our first 2 episodes sound pretty bad.
Yes.
Yeah, they were recorded like 3 years ago. Yep. In a really big room, and we hadn't figured out acoustics yet. No. So, please forgive that. But it gets better.
It gets better. We get, like, a more stable recording space, and now we're a lot better at that. Mm-hmm. We figured out that Skype is a thing that works.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this is a podcast I think we've had in the works for, like a year.
Yeah.
And we're finally actually getting to it. We've it's gone through some stages, and now it has been refined. And like I said, I wanted to take advantage of that sweet nostalgia bait that has been running rampant in the Disney parks, which no one should be attending. Yeah. And just, with Disney Plus and everything, we have all this nostalgia available. On that subject, neither Faby or I really grew up with these shows. We were introduced to them a bit later.
We were also born in the late 90s.
Yes, so we went alive also when these shows came about. I don't think any of them.
A working title.
What's that?
For this show. That was a working title. Like, we weren't alive.
We weren't alive in the 90s. Was one of our, like I said, one of our working titles. Yeah. But I wanted to take advantage of our current brand, Amores Patos, and just slap it onto a new podcast title. Yeah. So if you search for one, you get both podcasts.
Yeah.
That's my genius marketing scheme.
Or Google will suggest if you meant the movie Amores Perros.
Yes.
But it'll be fine.
Or that. Still haven't seen that movie.
No.
Is it any good? You know?
Well, that's the thing I was gonna say. Like, I've searched this on Twitter before.
Nice.
And it will always, like, appear in, like, when people make, like, what's the 5, like, top 10 best, like, Mexican movies. It'll always, like, appear, because Amores Perros and I think it's, like, Temporada de Patos is another movie a lot of people quote. So, like, whenever, like, that hashtag is going around, it'll always, like, focus in on those words. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's funny.
That's really funny.
It. I forget who said it, but our listener said that they thought we were a reference to Amores Verdaderos, which was another, like, Mexican soap opera.
Yes, it can be anything. It can be
anything you want.
It can be a pun on whichever.
Yeah.
I was just looking up duck puns way back when. 3 years ago for our original podcast.
Yeah.
But back to the Disney Afternoon. I think, well, my experience with the Disney Afternoon was limited to DuckTales and Darkwing Duck in whatever year I was in middle school. I think I did the math a while ago. 2010? Were we in middle school in 2010?
Probably earlier.
Earlier, you're right. Maybe 2008.
I think that's yeah.
I was in middle school, and I discovered somehow DuckTales and Darkwing Duck episodes on YouTube, before copyright was a thing that was on YouTube. And I watched a lot of it, and I just loved it. And it wasn't until later that I knew about... I also watched Gargoyles. Watched all of Gargoyles. Love Gargoyles. Very excited for Gargoyles. But, yeah, it was pretty limited to those 3 shows.
I mean, for me, I did not grow up with any of these shows because I didn't have cable, and I was just an anime person in middle school. So the reason I got into, especially specifically DuckTales and Darkwing is because of Anna.
Yep.
So I guess a little bit of backstory. We met in college.
Yep.
Freshman year.
In a Lord of the Rings freshman seminar.
The Hobbit.
Fuck. That's right, I took a Lord of the Rings one
Yes.
later. The Hobbit. It's in the Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings. It counts.
Yeah. And I remember, I was like, ooh, I think that's your Ninja Turtles backpack and your hair color.
Yeah, my hair was blue
And
then.
Blue. Yes.
Memories.
And I was like, oh, I'm gonna sit next to this person. And then she just couldn't get rid of me from that.
I was going to say the other way around, but...
You, talked me through all of DuckTales.
I did. Original DuckTales, right?
Yeah, it was original DuckTales.
Yeah, because then... But yeah, so,
Yeah.
Disney, well, obviously, specifically DuckTales, means a lot to us. And with this podcast, we're going to be reviewing the first or the premiere episodes of every show within the Disney afternoon. So today, like we said, is Disney's Adventures of the Gummi Bears, the first episode, A New Beginning. And then it is the 5-part premiere of DuckTales, the 4-part premiere of Chippendales, the 4-part premiere of Tailspin, 2-part premiere of Darkwing Duck, Goof Troop, Bonkers, Gargoyles, Quack Pack, and Mighty Ducks.
Yes.
And after we get through that pantheon, we'll leave it up to the listeners to decide what episode from what show we'll be reviewing next. And we'll put a quota or a cap on certain things. We're not going to do all just Darkwing Duck or all DuckTales or whatever. We want a nice variety, and that's why we're reviewing the premiere of every one of these episodes first, in case one of them, say, Quack Pack, isn't as popular, and maybe no one will request it again. We do want to at least get the premiere episode, the very first episode out, and give it a little bit of spotlight.
There are a couple. Yeah, there are a couple of shows that we're not watching.
Yes.
Yeah.
They didn't vibe with us. I think, the Aladdin, Hercules, the Winnie the Pooh, what is it called? New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, and the Timon and Pumbaa show, I think, are the ones we're not doing. I'm sorry. We wanted to do, I think, because they are not quite officially Disney Afternoon either.
Yeah.
And we wanted to do the shows that are pure, I think, more purely Disney Afternoon, that I guess got their origins in Disney Afternoon, unlike those shows which are spin-offs of movies that came out, during the same time frame. So I'm sorry if we crushed some of your dreams. Yeah, I mean, this show, we're gonna review the episodes, we're going to probably mock them a little bit because they are dated, and we're going to fully acknowledge that we're also having lots of fun. Just having fun, and if you want, definitely watch along, watch the episodes with us as we review them to get the full, experience. Alright, I'm gonna get into some Gummi Bear lore. Alright, so Adventures of the Gummi Bears. I learned about this show the first time I think I distinctly remember it being mentioned, hearing its name, was on another podcast.
Okay.
It's a Duck Blur, which is the original DuckTales podcast. They reviewed. They're an Australian couple who reviewed every episode of DuckTales. Michael and Sarah. It's really, really funny. Oh my god. And they have so many funny guests. Holy shit.
Yes. They're like my comfort podcast.
Yeah.
At the moment, they're Sarah and Michael Save Christmas.
Yes.
They review like all sorts of like sitcom, cartoon,
Christmas specials.
Christmas specials. It's buck wild.
Yeah, oh my god. They get into so many weird ones. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But it's great. But the first time I heard about Gummi Bears was when they had a guest who had a Gummi Bears tattoo on his leg. And I never heard of Gummi Bears before, so that was really funny.
Yeah.
I'll get into a bit of Gummi Bears history if, like me, you don't know much about it, or...
I don't.
Yeah. So, Gummi Bears, or Disney's Adventures of the Gummi Bears, they have a nice long title,
I hate that.
I know. He's like, why they gotta be so special? Whatever. But they are the first animated production by Walt Disney Animated Television.
Okay.
They were actually released, the episodes were originally released back-to-back with the ill-fated Wuzzles.
Here in the land of Wuz, they're having twice the fun, 'cause every single thing is really two in one. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, and when you add it up, you get a lot of that.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The Wuzzles.
Those guys. The Wuzzles, if you don't know who the Wuzzles are, you're lucky. But the Wuzzles were I think just a 13-episode show about these Care Bear ripoffs. These creatures who were like hybrids between animals.
Yeah.
I think they're going to show up in DuckTales 2017, and so when we got their promo images, we talked a bit about them. Yeah, look up the Wuzzles if you want.
Yeah.
They got leaves much to be desired, I think.
Yeah, they like hybridize animals that shouldn't be.
No, and then they don't even have fun with it.
Exactly, I was gonna say, but the ones that like you're like, oh, that would be cool. Like they don't do anything with it.
Remember, like there's like a dragon one that's like a mix of like a lizard and a something. I forgot what it was, but it was very underwhelming.
Yeah, we roasted the shit out of those.
We did.
I think it was our
10 out of 10 Scrooges.
10 Scrooges.
Yeah, it was our season 3 promo
San Diego Comic-Con
episode
panel review.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go check that out if you want our hot takes on DuckTales season 3 promo information, promo images.
Mm-hmm.
They did not last long with the Wuzzles. Wuzzles ended very soon. So, the New Adventures of the Gummi Bears, Disney's Adventures of the Gummi Bears, premiered on NBC on September 14th, 1985. So it was 2 days ago and 35 years ago. I can't do math. I think that's right.
Oh, God.
Probably. Yeah. It aired on NBC for 4 seasons. Then it moved to ABC for 1 season from 1989 to 1990, alongside the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh as the Gummi Bears Winnie the Pooh Hour.
Okay.
And it concluded with their 6th season on September 6, 1991, as part of the Disney Afternoon television syndication package. So, and then the series was later rebroadcasted on the syndicated Disney Afternoon block and rerun through September 1991.
Okay.
It would have a long-lived experience on the Disney Channel from 1991 to 1997, and then Toon Disney, and then most recently in 2001.
Okay.
Seasons 1 through 3 were released on DVD November 2006. Who knows if those are still a thing you can find? Probably not. And on November 12th, 2019, the series was released on Disney+. I've seen some people say that Gummi Bears is credited as having helped jumpstart the television animation boom of the 80s and 90s. I'm not sure if I buy it, though, just because at this time we already had, I looked it up, I think we had G.I. Joe already, we had Transformers for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Though, I think Gummi Bears is definitely a step up in animation.
Yeah.
Like for sure. I mean, it's not great. but it's, I mean, compared to the shows that are made by Hasbro, like, to solely sell toys, the animation's a lot better.
Yeah.
I think Gummi Bears kind of missed the mark. It was a forerunner to Disney's very famous and very lucrative Disney Afternoon time slot. It led, I think, to the more famous, lengthier, and bigger budget shows like Chip and Dale and Gargoyles.
I mean, I don't have any strong opinions about...
Yeah, Gummi Bears, it's interesting, because like I said, it's technically in the Disney Afternoon, but it was added, like, posthumously.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they kind of like, oh yeah, we'll just toss it in there, too.
It has bears in it.
There's bears.
Oh.
Yeah, like, it's funny also with the bears, because at the same time we had, like, the Berenstein, whatever you pronounce it, God. Berenstein, whatever, bears. You had Care Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some other bears. Bears were a thing. Like, we had bears, and then we had mice, and then there were ducks. It was a thing just in the 90s. Oh, this is the 80s.
I remember.
So I guess 80s was bears.
Bears. And then ducks.
And then ducks. And then mice? Mice were a thing, right?
Yeah, mice were a thing. I think, yeah.
So Gummi Bears.
Yeah.
It's, the candy.
I absolutely hate that.
Do you know why they can, like, call themselves Gummi Bears, even though there's a whole candy?
No, why?
It's because the candy itself isn't, like, copyright.
Oh,
like, there's a whole page. So if you look up Gummi Bears on the internet, you'll get a couple Wikipedia things, and then you will get 9 furry facts about Disney's Adventures of the Gummi Bears. I'm sorry. And it's interesting. It is interesting. If you wanted someone to blame for Gummi Bears, like everything in the 80s and 90s, it's Michael Eisner's fault.
Get out.
Then Disney CEO. Like I said, Walt Disney Animated Television wasn't a thing. Like, Disney stayed away from making television shows to keep their brand name, like, intact with all their much nicer products. Like, and this is before we had even Little Mermaid.
Mm-hmm.
But Disney kind of didn't want to, like, soil themselves by getting into, like, into TV animation. Because it's cheaper, it doesn't look as nice.
Yeah.
But Eisner thought that exposing the Disney brand on broadcast networks would be instrumental to moving forward. So he started the official television animation division.
Damn.
So thanks, I guess, Eisner.
Yeah.
He missed the mark. Like I said, with Gummi Bears, and pairing it with the Wuzzles. Okay, I see why. Why the Wuzzles fizzled out maybe a bit more. It's because the Wuzzles were based in part on a Hasbro toy concept.
Oh.
So, like,
no,
it's like Disney tried to do Transformers, but not as interesting.
Yeah. But for babies?
For babies?
Not for cool kids?
Yeah, not for cool kids who like robots and fighting. Yeah, so, an example of one of the Wuzzles' names is Bumble Lion.
I hate it.
That's
but it's kind of cute.
Kinda, it's cute, yeah, but then also the animals don't look very interesting.
Yeah.
They look like really, like, less interesting Care Bears without being bears.
I just want Care Bears.
Yeah.
Care Bears are cute. Actually, never mind. I take it back.
Yeah.
What I imagine the Bumble Lion is not what I looked up
like
right now.
like there's a potential for this idea to have been very cute, even if it would have been maybe more kiddish. They just don't even have fun with the designs.
That's insane. This looks like a man. This looks like a man lion. You know?
Google Bumble Lion so you can feel Faby's pain.
It doesn't look cute.
I'm gonna Google it too so I can feel Faby's pain.
There's a specific image that I'm looking at where he just looks like a dude.
Oh no. Oh yeah, these aren't. Yeah, they aren't very enjoyable.
Yeah.
To look at.
Bigger eyes.
Okay. Yeah.
Cute.
Let the Wuzzles die a quiet death. Leave them alone. Before Gummi Bears, there was the idea to have a Mickey Mouse cartoon on Saturday mornings.
Mm-hmm.
But, according to Eisner, Mickey Mouse, the mouse, was too special to put on TV.
Oh, okay.
So instead, according to this very interesting article, Eisner pitched a mythology involving gummy bears supposedly because it's a candy that Eisner's son enjoyed, and that this gave him the
Yeah.
idea. And the creative team he pitched it to thought he was out of his fucking mind.
Yeah.
It's insane! Yeah, the creative team, after they got this pitch, they, like, went back and they're like, he's insane. What the fuck? We can't do shit with this idea.
Oh no.
Yeah, but so, like I said, they didn't have to worry about the gummy bear candy, because it turns out gummy bears is a generic term with no central ownership.
Okay.
Like, jelly beans.
Uh-huh.
Anyone can say jelly beans in a cartoon. It's not like how Band-Aid is actually, it's a brand. And even though we say it in the everyday, because that's all that there is, it's in cartoons that they have to say bandages. And in Kleenex, you have to say, like, tissue?
Facial tissue.
Tissues? Yeah.
Tissues, yeah.
So that's the one way they went around it. I had a brief moment of wondering whether the candy spawned the cartoon or the cartoon spawned the candy, but no, we're safe.
That's good. I don't think I could live with myself
if Disney was the reason we had Gummy Bears, or Gummy Bears was the reason we had this cartoon. Well, it is. Damn it! Shit. Shit. Wait.
So next time you eat a gummy bear, just think about this.
Just think about Disney's Adventures of the Gummy Bears.
God. I mean, I already hate it, because in doing my notes, it kept trying to correct me to Gummy Bears, like the other one, and I'm like, stop.
Yeah, it's like,
please stop.
No, there's an eye. There is an eye.
There's an eye.
Yeah, apparently, Gummy Bears inspired gargoyles.
Wait.
Because...
How?
Because the co-creator of Gargoyles, Greg Wiseman, who is like a mastermind, genius. I'm very excited to get to Gargoyles, because the world he creates is very interesting. This is a quote. So we set out very consciously to create a show like Gummy Bears, with that kind of rich backstory and mythology to it. But that would get more respect, honestly. He continued.
Yeah.
So we did a couple things right off the bat with that in mind. One was, instead of cute little multicolored bears, we did cute little multicolored gargoyles.
Which
is fun. Yeah, so definitely I'll probably put the link to this article, because it's interesting that someone wrote a whole article about this show that I don't think many people remember, or maybe even watched.
Yeah, like, I don't expect there to be a Gummy Bears fandom.
No,
I
don't think so.
You know,
like we said, it kind of missed the mark. Like DuckTales, I think, is what really hit it, and then they just kept going, getting better and better. Mm-hmm. But yeah, let's get into the episode. So the Gummy Bears theme song was written by Patty and Michael Silvershire, and is performed by Joseph Williams. This episode was written by Doug Hitchinson and directed by Art Vitello. And let's see, what is your opinion of the theme song?
It doesn't slap.
It doesn't.
I wrote here that it's very, like, lazy.
Yeah.
In the way that it does. Okay, so Anne and I, when we're, like, in our car, we will scream sing a lot of, like, Disney Afternoon theme songs.
Yeah.
I can't imagine us doing this to that.
There isn't. Yeah, I mean, obviously, when we'll be getting into, I mean, we'll be giving our opinions on the various cartoon theme songs, but I mean, they're all good.
Yeah.
Like DuckTales, Darkwing, Tailspin, Chip and Dale. They're all very good theme songs that get stuck in your head. And
a lot.
Yes, that will not leave your brain. But are catchy and memorable. Like Gummy Bears, I think, kind of, again, missed the mark on that as well. The song is, it lacks energy, I think.
Yeah. It's nice, but it's very, like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sing along to this.
Yeah, I think kind of forgettable.
Yeah. I already forgot it.
Yep, it's gone. Alright, so how does this episode start?
So we start with this shot of, like, an old-fashioned catapult.
Yes. And we see this, like, medieval castle.
Yeah, getting absolutely wrecked.
Yes. And yeah, so the catapult launches, and we have the catapult launches, and we get this bad guy narration. Talking about how he wants to capture Dunwin Castle.
Uh-huh. Then we get the reveal that it's it's a diorama, like
It's just a model.
Camelot. It's only a model.
But we get this, he's the villain.
Yeah, the villain.
You can already tell.
He's talking about how he wants to capture a castle. So he made this, like, tiny catapult to launch rocks at this tiny castle model he built.
Yeah.
And
he's, like, talking about how he's so brilliant that it's unfair to, like, the rest of the world,
so
I guess.
We get this, like, egomaniacal guy. So he has, like, the... Like, what time period is this? 1500 medieval times, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna guess. Stupid cartoon. He has, like, kind of like a typical knight outfit, like the hood thing, no armor, but like a sword.
Mm-hmm.
Mustache, goatee.
Yeah, mustache, goatee, typical villain thing.
Yeah. But then we get the reveal, like, that suddenly...
I will say, there's some, like, I guess, they're not, like, jokes, but, like, I would call them camera tricks.
Yeah.
That, like, really made me crack up. This is one of them.
Yes. We get the reveal that this guy has an actual giant catapult, like Lord of the Rings, Wolf's Bane shit going on here,
Yeah.
which is being, like, it's controlled and built by, I think, ogres.
Yes. And it's, like, right beside
Yes,
him.
it's right next to him, and it just appears. How would you describe these ogres?
Generic.
Yeah. They're like green, kind of various shades of green.
Or yellow.
Or yellow.
I didn't bother to learn their names,
Oh God, no.
to be honest.
No, I didn't either. I'm sorry. But the bad guy, though, is we don't learn his name till almost the end. But his name is Duke Igthorn.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants to take the castle from King Gregor, and I guess the kingdom, for bad guy reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know who he is. He's just some dude.
Yeah.
He does have funny lines. He does mention that, what is it? He doesn't pay the ogres.
Get moving! Time is money, or it would be if I were paying you.
The ogres' faces kind of weirdly remind me of Birkeland from Gargoyles. I keep mentioning Gargoyles, but I don't know why the faces remind me of him. I feel bad because I like Birkeland. So
He's kind of there.
yeah, the ogres are there.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting take on ogres. Look kind of more like gremlins too, but big sized.
I keep thinking they remind me of something, but I can't think of
Same.
it.
I'm like, what? Why? Like, what am I thinking when I see you? I don't know. You remind me of something. Anyway, Castle Dunwin.
Yeah.
And then we see these two losers on asses. Oh, I'm so funny. They're riding donkeys.
Yeah, it's full of dumbasses.
Yeah, so these two guys are squires, I guess. We get our introduction to Cavan and Unwin.
Yes.
Unwin is the bully.
Mm-hmm.
He's like some...
I hate him.
They're both riding like bareback. I guess, I guess you can do on donkeys, whatever. But he's also like reclining, and like he's all got his legs folded on the back of the donkey's neck, and I'm like, there's no way. Whatever. I'm not gonna question the logistics in this cartoon.
He's also eating, which I'm assuming he's eating the
Yes.
food, because we learned that they're on an errand,
Yes.
basically. So Unwin is complaining from the get-go that, like, he shouldn't be running this dumb errand, which is taking lunch to, he calls them the yokel woodcutters.
Woodcutters, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why this is their job, but...
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
they're like interns.
Yeah,
You gotta get
they're
lunch.
basically interns. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so they both have sacks with food, like medieval times, big things of like whole chicken legs and meat.
Bread. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Medieval food. And then we have Kevin, our hero, main character, guy, the boy. He's got like I think generic is kind of the vibe for this whole show.
Yeah. He looks like every Disney boy.
Yeah. I mean, like, not even just Disney, just like the 80s and 90s coalesced.
Yeah.
Like Swan Princess, Black Cauldron, whatever that's.
Never speak about that.
Taryn, I think is the name of the kid in that.
Sword in the Stone, he gives me that vibe a lot.
Yeah, Sword in the Stone, and with Unwin being like the brother bully guy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I just want to watch Sword in the Stone.
I know.
It's a much
God,
better movie.
it's better. Oh, definitely. Even like the knight we're gonna see in a second looks exactly like the uncle or whatever in Sword of the Stone. Why are they just pulling shit? They're just pulling shit from like just like the things they did before. And whatever. He
is a #good boy.
Yeah. And Unwin, being a dick, like, throws the chicken leg he's eating at Kevin's donkey.
Yeah.
Which hits the donkey and scares it into bucking both Kevin and the bags of food off.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know, did you feel like this episode was really choppy?
Yeah. No, there's parts in the dialogue where it's like this like, sudden, like, whoa. I think we're introduced to Unwin and Kevin, and Unwin says Kevin's name for the first time.
Yeah.
Right? There's like a weird cut where I guess they're like, oh shit, we didn't say the kid's name soon enough. Quickly, just slap it in there.
Or I feel like there'll be like moments of dead action where they'll just be like, here's a thing that's happening, but it feels eerily like there's no sound effect or anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. It's weird. It happens a lot.
Yeah, it's a little weird. So, poor Kevin is being bullied by this guy. Mm-hmm. And then Unwin, like, pulls... So we saw Kevin, when he's introduced, wearing this, like, medallion around his neck. Mm-hmm. And Unwin takes it off of him.
It's a weird grab. He just kind of, like, lunges at him and then takes it off him.
Yeah.
And he immediately starts bullying him.
Yeah.
Making fun of him because it's a gummy bear medallion. Mm-hmm. And Unwin says, like, oh my god, like, I had one of these things when I was, like, 4 years old. You know?
Yeah,
like,
so I'm not, so I don't understand the significance of, like, why did this guy have one? So we're getting this, like, slight lore of, like, the gummy bears. That, according to, I think, Unwin, they're a myth.
Yeah.
But Kevin insists that they were real a long time ago, whatever these gummy bears were.
Because, I don't know, the setup is weird because Kevin explains that his grandfather is the one who gave him the medallion. Yes. So then Unwin goes to bully him because he's like, admit it, you believe in gummy bears?
Yeah.
And so Kevin is like, I do believe in them, like, and then Unwin gets, like, annoyed at him, and he's like, of course you believe in them, like, you're hopeless.
Yeah, it's, like, a weird bullying.
Kevin is, like, responding, like, well, like, Unwin, like, they were real, like, you know, everyone knows that, like, everyone knows that they're real.
Yeah. Or were real.
And then Unwin's like, no, they're fairy tales. I want to keep calling him Kevin, but he's, like, pinning him to the ground.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like the actions are way too serious for the tone of the conversation to me.
It's like, admit it, you believe in gummy bears. Well, he's literally, like hunched over this kid, pinning him to the ground, and it's like,
yeah.
Why is this so serious? Because because we don't get anything established, like, about the Gummi Bears. We just get this kind of weird interaction where Unwin makes fun of him for believing in these things.
But it's like, I guess my thing is, like, I don't know who's, like, the outlier in this situation.
Yes, it's the thing. We don't know the context. Like, is everyone like, oh, Gummi Bears, they're like kid stories.
Yeah.
Or is it, I mean, I guess we can assume Cavan is in the minority who believes they did exist, but are now, like, extinct.
Yeah. But I'm like, I guess Unwin's, like, main thing is he's a bully, but I'm like, I mean, you're letting something really small bother you.
Yeah.
A whole lot.
And, real quick, Unwin is voiced by Will Ryan, and Cavan in Season 1 is voiced by Christian Jacobs.
Come on, Unwin. There aren't any Gummi Bears now, but they used to exist. Everyone knows that.
Everyone knows that.
And, so we get Cavan going to pick up his medallion, and his donkey's gone, so he's gonna have to hoof it himself. Carrying these bags of food, and Unwin abandons him.
Yeah.
And from the bushes, like, obviously, immediately after Cavan says Gummi Bears are extinct, we get this, like, psycho killer stare. It's scary! Like, I would pause.
Oh, yeah.
And you have pensive music in the subtitles.
Dun dun dun. And we have, like a zoom in when mystery figure disappears.
Yes, this clearly pink bear with a little blue hat. He's watching them. And then he ducks away. And then we get to the woodcutters, who are, you know, as their name implies, cutting some wood in the forest.
Yeah. Woo!
Woo! And then we get this, like, the worst night on the planet. And I guess the only night in the kingdom we'll see.
Yeah.
This is Sir Tuxford, voiced by Bill Scott.
He's this, like, ginger man with a big old mustache.
He said he looks like the uncle in Sword in the Stone.
Yeah.
Very unoriginal, Eisner. I mean, I guess the crew who got this were like, fucking, okay, bears.
I mean, they did their best.
Look at what they got.
So we see this man, like, with a full suit of armor, just a knight, on a hammock, just talking about how, he's, like, talking to the workers about, like, how hard work never hurt anyone, as he's, like, yawning, and he's just, like, encouraging them, I would say, I guess.
Yeah, so he's this fucking lazy-ass son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Steady on there. Hard work never hurt anyone.
Cavan and Unwin show up with the food, and he's complaining. Well, not complaining. He doesn't care enough to complain, but so how they're late. Because, as Cavan explains, Unwin scared his horse away and then wouldn't let him, like, ride on the horse they have. Or, sorry, donkey.
Cavan is just like...
He trips and drops...
He trips and,
drops a bunch of, food. There's apples, or I don't think there were oranges in medieval times, but whatever. Just add one to the historical inaccuracies.
You know, that big chicken leg or whatever it is.
Ham. Cow.
Ham. I think it's ham.
It's really big to be ham.
It's one of those Disney turkey legs.
I'm just thinking about the people in Space Mountain.
Do you want to tell that story?
Yes. So we're gonna quick deviation to a fun story about when we could go to Disneyland.
Oh my god.
We were in line for Space Mountain. We're in the inside part, and it's us and a group of friends. We're just in line, and there's this couple behind us who are just... I can't remember the order of it. Please, do you remember the order of how the conversation went?
I'll see if I remember correctly. So, I'm a nosy person.
They were talking loud. They were
Yeah.
right behind us in this enclosed space. Everyone hears every word of what they're saying. It's on them.
And this is like early in the morning because we usually ride
Yeah.
like first thing first.
Yes.
We go
I think
directly
it was like
to
10
Space
a.m.
Mountain.
probably at the latest.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't remember how it begins.
No, like because at a point where was it raising their voices and we're like, whoa, what the
Yeah.
fuck is happening
Yeah.
there?
So it's like a couple and then like maybe two other friends
Yeah.
that are with them. And, you know, the girl, she starts saying how like she's like upset
Yeah.
at something the guy did or he said because apparently they were discussing lunch plans
Yes,
earlier.
yes.
And she had mentioned that she was excited to like try like to eat one of those turkey
Yes.
legs with her boyfriend.
Yes.
And her boyfriend very casually says like, "Oh, well, I'm not like in the mood for that today. Like I think I'm going to get something else." And she
Yeah.
loses it.
Yeah, she is so hurt and upset by the fact that you won't share this turkey leg with her. And they're just going at it about the fact that you
Yeah.
won't share a turkey leg with her for, I think, like 5 minutes. Like, the whole time we were not, like, moving more than maybe a foot in that whole 5 minutes. They are having this conversation. She is in tears. I remember, right? She was, like,
Yes.
near or in tears. Like, right behind us.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
us are
'Cause I think
yeah.
at one point he like realizes he fucked
Yeah,
up.
he fucked up
So
somewhere.
He's like, well, like, if you really want it and, like, you don't want to pay for it, like, I'll buy it for you, and then I'll just buy my own food as well.
Yeah.
But she was like, it's not about the price. Like, I just wanted to share this with you because you kept talking about it, and, like, how we were going to share this together. And, like, people are just trying to convince her. She's like, no, it's not worth it. Like, she's just going at it.
Yeah, oh my god. Having this, I don't know, this breakdown right behind us. And, like, there's the 5 of us just, like, looking at each other in silence. Like, what the fuck is happening behind us?
I wanted to be like, I am so sorry, like...
I'm sorry you're having this relationship crisis in the line for Space Mountain at 10 a.m.
Yeah, I remember, I think we were all like, it felt like the argument wasn't about the turkey leg.
No, there was something else. But it was definitely about something else. But it just, the turkey leg just took it one step too far.
Yeah, like, it was like, I feel like maybe she said something along the lines of, like, you always do this. It felt like that was the implication.
Yes, I remember her saying that. You're always doing what? Who knows? But it was something to experience at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
I don't even know what they look like. I did not turn around once. Because I'm like, I can't. I'll die of embarrassment if I make eye contact with either one of them.
I feel like part of me throughout the day wanted to, like, see if I saw her with her turkey leg at one point. But, I mean, ma'am, I hope you got that turkey leg, or I hope you dumped him, whatever you needed to
whatever
do.
you needed emotionally. I hope it happened. Wherever you are, Disneyland turkey leg lady.
That's what I was like. I'm like, how jarring is it? Like, here I am with, like, my best friend and my friends, 10 in the morning, experiencing someone have a breakdown over a turkey leg that her boyfriend no longer wants to share with her. And her friends were trying to be helpful and be like, oh, it's okay, no, it wasn't about the turkey leg, y'all.
Was not. Anyway, Gummy Bears. Calvin is picking up all the food he dropped. When he asks Tuxford, like, shouldn't you be doing your job?
Yeah.
But nicely, because he's a polite little boy.
He's like, shouldn't you be on the lookout for ogres? And Unwin, being the ass, is like, Calvin, you're dumb.
He calls him dumb.
He's like, there isn't an ogre within, like, 10 miles of here. And immediately...
Cute
like,
ogre.
And, like, the ogre is literally, like, from the bushes behind him, like, Are you sure about that?
You called? Yeah, so you get like a bunch of ogres just raiding this camp. Mm-hmm. They're big. They're like, I can't do math. 8 feet tall?
Yeah.
8, 9 feet tall. Bigger than horses.
Probably.
They're big.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very violent towards the horse, actually. Did you see this?
Oh.
Because Tuxford got on his horse, and they're, like, yanking on the horse's reins.
Oh, yeah.
Like, really bad. And, like, the animation, I'm like, oh, God, please leave the horse alone. Jesus Christ.
I realized what they remind me of. Kind of like the face of a little bit of, like, where the wild things are creatures.
Oh.
Like, kind of like that, like, snouty look.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's something there. With
Something
the ears.
there.
That's triggering something in my memory. We'll see.
But yeah, everyone runs.
Yeah, Tuxford is not the worst for 2 seconds when he tells Cavan to get on his horse with him.
Yeah.
And then Cavan avoids an ogre. He picks up the
Ham
leg. Leg of ham. Is a leg of ham a thing?
Yeah.
Is it? I don't eat ham, so I have no clue.
Me either.
So he picks it up, and he hits this ogre over the head with it, even though the ogre is wearing, like, a helmet.
Yeah.
And even though this, like, 10-year-old hits him on the head with a piece of meat, it, like, hurts him.
Stop. It knocks him out.
It knocks him out. This giant-ass ogre who's holding a horse in place with, like a thrashing horse with, like, one hand. But sure. Okay.
I think it's the shock of the action, you know?
Sure. Sure.
I don't know.
How old do you think Cavan is? I said
Cavan's like 12, right?
Okay, 12. Yeah, it makes more sense. He's not 10. But the ogre falling, like, spooks. He lets go of the horse, and the horse obviously spooks and runs.
Yeah.
And Tuxford does not try to stop to save Cavan.
We literally have a scene where, like, Cavan, like, does run after him, after Tuxford, and then the ogres are, like, going after him, but then, you know, Tuxford is just like, I'll be back, I think, and as he's, like, leaving.
As he's running, he is abandoning this 12-year-old kid.
Rest in peace.
God. I think this kingdom deserves to be conquered.
Yeah.
And we see the ogres talk.
Yes.
Because, talk, like, as they talk like, dumb henchmen.
Yes. And we see, like, Duke. I'm just calling him Duke.
Yeah. Igthorn.
Duke Igthorn.
Or Duke, whatever.
Yeah, he comes out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
That's what happens a lot in this show.
Yes. It's sudden, like, cut, and there's a new character.
Yeah.
Just there.
And he, like, congratulates all the ogres for scaring the people off because they were getting too close to the catapult that they're building.
Yeah, which is, like, right next to the castle. Like, we get, like, the castle isn't that far away. I don't know where they are. But they're pretty close to the kingdom.
We scare them good.
And then we have Cavan still being chased, I think, by some ogres.
Yeah.
And he's just running through the woods, where we see some traps have been laid. And these traps catch the ogres. Like, we see, like, a rope trap and another trap.
So they're being, like, set off? Is that
yes,
the word?
Yes,
by,
that's
like,
the word.
By people.
By people.
By things.
Yes, by people. We don't see their faces. I wonder who they are. And Cavan fucking throws himself over a cliff.
Yeah.
God, stupid ass. Like, he, like, goes running through these bushes, and, like, they just immediately just like...
The animation of him falling cracks me up.
Because it's, like, a straight, like, plummet. It's like, dude, just watch where you're going. We get a shot of him just lying supine on the ground.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny. It stays there for like a second, but it's like, he's tiny. It's just so funny. But the ogres running past don't see his corpse.
That shot of him just
It's so
lying there.
So funny. Whew. And then we get to Zelda.
Stop. First we get gentle music. We record really late at night,
Yeah.
so we sometimes just lose our shit.
We are a little bit hysterical by this point. And so we get the princess character who is an amalgamation of like every princess character in media at the time, and that she is lacking in all personality. It's fine though.
Except
it's the 80s.
she like boy, maybe?
Maybe? Question mark?
Ooh.
She looks like
Polly Pocket.
yes, definitely. But also kind of a little bit of vibes of I cannot remember. I can never get the princess's name right from Black Cauldron. So let's just say Eowyn.
I don't know.
That's the Lord of the Rings girl, who's much better. The Zelda princess in Black Cauldron, and Swan Princess. That's what it also reminded me of. I'm not sure what year Swan Princess came out. That might have been later, but just very generic. So white princess, blonde. Because God forbid there's any people of color in an 80s cartoon.
Oh God! I mean,
actually,
sometimes it's better that there are.
Yeah. Okay. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. Anyway, she's like kind of. Her name's Kala, by the way.
Yeah.
She likes jumping in piles of hay, like plummeting 50 feet.
Exactly. She like just no hesitation, like just goes for it.
Like, Jesus. I mean, I don't think hay's very comfortable.
Physics didn't exist back then.
No, it wasn't. No, you stole my joke.
We have the same mind.
We do, on a wavelength. So she jumps in the hay pile and is immediately confronted by her dad, who is the king.
Yeah.
And King Gregor, who, showing a lot of chest there, Your Majesty.
You heard of this is like a reverse crop top.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I don't like his outfit. I'm gonna say that. I don't.
No.
I'm whatever about most of the characters' outfits, but I really don't like the king's.
He's very top heavy.
Yeah, he got these little,
In a bad way.
yes, he has these little stick legs, and he's wearing the tights that everyone's wearing. But I'm like, you're the king. I feel like you should be wearing something else.
Yeah.
And she's showing too much skin. Cover up.
Can't a king feel a little special sometimes?
No.
He's got really short legs. I hate his shoes. Are those shoes or what the fuck are those?
Let me see the shoes. It's gonna pan out.
They look like those really no-show socks.
That's what I'm saying. Because everyone has the same, him, and I think maybe Unwin have the same, leg pants shoe combo.
Yeah.
And it looks especially bad for him. But he chastises Princess Kala, for, always jumping in this exact same hay bale? Hay bale? Okay.
Yeah.
Because she's kind of rebellious. She jumps into hay bales, and that's it.
Bad.
What have I said to you about jumping into that haystack?
A princess has to set an example for her people. I'm sorry, Father, I just couldn't resist.
She's supposed to set an example for her people, you know?
What people? We
three
see
people in this
no
kingdom.
citizens in this show. Besides the four guys, and I guess the woodcutters. They count, I guess.
Yeah, they're people too.
And then we get Sir Tuxford running up on his horse to let King Gregor know that there are ogres in the woods. And he's afraid they might have his page. So we know Cavan is his page. Is that do you think I have to step up from Squire or step down?
I think that's a step down.
Dang. Rough. I'm gonna assume Cavan is an orphan, right?
Yeah, they always are.
Yeah, you're right. We got a mention of his grandfather, who's definitely dead. Yeah, no parents, so yeah. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, fucking Tuxford, because you fucking abandoned him in the woods. Ogres.
I mean, at least he, like, kind of cares. Cares enough to, like, tell someone about it.
It's the king, I guess. Because then he says that he did his best, but the trail was too faint. I'm like, dude, you were running! You were booking it!
Yeah. So, never mind.
Yeah, no,
all the points I
no,
gave
he
him.
sucks. And we see, Calla is concerned about Cavan. She knows him.
And so the king is like, oh, is he a friend of yours? And Calla has to be like, oh, well, he seems nice enough, like, you know, for a page.
Yeah, you know, for a commoner.
Commoner.
And then just immediately concerned about whether, like, anyone will find him. But it's not like they send anyone out to look for him, I think, either.
I guess they think he's just gonna be like,
oh, he's a goner.
He'll show up again.
Chased by ogres?
Yeah.
He's a goner. Bye, Cavan. But no, he's fine. Well, he will be.
Yeah.
We get, kind of out of nowhere, all of the Gummi Bears. There's no, like, lead up. They're just all standing over Cavan, who's unconscious.
Yeah. There's no, like, yeah.
There's no them, like, creeping up to him or, like, big reveal. They're all just there. I guess, should we intro them when they introduce themselves?
Or should we just say it now?
It's going to be confusing otherwise, yeah. Alright, so we have the purple Gummi Bear with a cape is Zummy Gummy. There we go. The names all rhyme. It took me fucking ages to get how to pronounce these names. I'm gonna fuck it up though.
Catstones told you how to pronounce them.
It was a joke. I was purposely not caring. I need to care now though. They rhyme with Gummy.
Yes.
All of them.
Yes.
So we have Zummy Gummy, he has glasses. He is voiced by Paul Winchell. Seasons 1 through 5, and season 6 he's replaced by Jim Cummings.
Okay.
We have Gruffy Gummy, the brown bear, who is voiced by Bill Scott in season 1, and seasons 2 through 6 voiced by Corey Burton. We have Grammy Gummy, yes, voiced by June Foray, and she just sounds like Ma Beagle.
Yeah.
It's just Ma Beagle. We have Tummy Gummy, who's voiced by Lorenzo Music. And if you don't know who Lorenzo Music is, he is on the shirt I'm currently wearing. He was the voice of Garfield in the Garfield cartoon. And it's just Garfield's voice.
No wonder his voice haunted me as I was watching this.
Yes, it's just Garfield.
It's just Garfield.
Sunny Gummy is the yellow bear, like in the Peter Pan getup.
Yeah, and a cool haircut. Not gonna lie.
It's not bad.
Haircut.
Yeah, it's not bad. And Cubby Gummy is the little pink bear. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if Cubby's a girl or a boy. I mean, who cares?
Oh.
But
yeah,
I don't know. It'd be fun if they were a boy, because pink. But
yeah,
it might be a girl.
Oh,
I really have no clue. How do you feel about the Gummi Bears designs?
I mean, they remind me of Care Bears, and I like Care Bears, so.
Yeah, no, they got the multicolored Care Bear thing going on.
I think some of the designs are fun. I do like, Grammy's design. She looks like Mom.
She does look like Mom.
I have no strong feelings.
Yeah. Well, so they're all sending over Cavan. Not sure why. I guess, making sure he's alive. And we see that I think Sunny wants to help Cavan.
Yes.
But Gruffy Gummy could not give a shit.
No. He's like, we've already, like, setting off, like, the traps. They've already done enough. Like, just let this boy either live or die. It's no concern of theirs.
Yeah.
I've never seen a human close up before. Zummy, do they really eat gummy bears?
Oh, no, of course not, Cubby. That's just the story.
Humans are nothing but trouble. I say leave him be.
Grump is like, dude, like, let's just get out of here, because humans and gummy bears have not interacted in 100 years, and let's just leave it at that.
Yeah. Like, we get, like, almost lore, or like the implication of lore in this episode.
Yeah.
Like Gruffy saying how they've been in hiding from humans forever. They've never, like, I think this is the closest they've ever been to a human.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cubby notices that he has a gummy bear medallion.
And Gruffy at first is like, nah, like, that's just, like, some human, like...
Some human shit.
Trinket. Yeah, human shit. I always want to pronounce it Zumi.
Me too. It's Zummy. Yeah. Zummy's like, nah, this is the real deal. And then they're all kind of passing it around, but while it's still around Kevin's neck, which I thought was actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of like, they're tugging on him while passing this around, and it wakes him up. Cause,
and we didn't mention it has like a G on it.
Yes.
Like this medallion.
Yeah, it has like a little bear shape carved on it, and then like a fancy G. And Gruffy wants to take it, and I'm like, yeah, dude, take it. It's, I think, rightfully yours.
Yeah, because I think Grammy is like, where the hell did this little kid get it from? And Gruffy's like, yeah, like, whatever, like, we're not gonna let him keep it, right? Yeah. And I think Sunny is like, like, it doesn't belong to us.
Like, oh, I think it does.
Yeah. We are gummy bears.
Yes. But, so it wakes Kevin up. Kevin especially has very little, like, emotive, like, animation going on. But, whatever. He wakes up, the gummy bears scattered. But then he starts chasing one of them, insisting he's not going to hurt them. And I'm like, don't chase them.
Because he immediately recognizes them. Yes. That's the thing. He gets really excited. And he immediately chases them. And it's like running after a rabbit.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to listen to you.
He's chasing Cubby, the pink one in particular. And Cubby takes like this little vial thing out of, cartoon pocket. And chugs it, and we get this, like, this really fun, I really like the noise. The noise is really fun. It's this, like, bouncy noise. It's hard to describe.
It's like a boing.
Yeah. And it makes the gummy bear, bounce. How the fuck did they come up with this idea? Like,
is it because, like, gummy bears are, like, bouncy and, like,
squishy and stuff, I guess? If Eisner's like, here, make a cartoon about the gummy bear candy, but they're real bears. I mean, I guess.
Now I just want gummy bears.
Oh god, no, it's way too sweet.
Yeah, they hurt my teeth after, like, 3.
Yeah,
but...
just pure sugar. But, so this little potion thing makes them, like, super bouncy and, like, I guess, like, indestructible.
Yeah.
They can bounce off trees and ground.
Escape this young boy.
Yes. DuckTales 2017, in the episode, The Confidential Case Files of Agent 22, the gummy bears have a cameo, and this potion, the gummy berry juice, I think, is what it's called, is like a major plot point in the episode. And they use that same bounce noise, which is so fun. And April Winchell, the daughter of Paul Winchell, who voices Zummy Gummy, voices the villain in that episode. She voices the villain Black Heron.
It's great.
It's really fun. Very good episode.
And so we have Cubby, who goes into this, like, branch, and Cabot is still like, please, like, like, I'm not gonna hurt you.
Are you scared of me? Can you talk? Do you want to say something? Look out!
But, ogres show up before anything can really happen and chase, Gruffy, Zummy, and Sunny out of the bushes. And we see that this tree that Cubby was standing in is, like, their home, base of operations, hideout.
Yeah, hideout.
Thing. Well, it's like Peter Pan, I think, right? Is that a thing in Peter Pan? Like, there's the holes in the tree trunk?
I think so.
Or am I imagining this? I don't know. It's a thing. A bunch of trapdoors open in the tree trunk, and all the gummy bears jump in, except for Tummy, who is last. And in jumping in, he also knocks Kevin in.
Tackles.
Tackles him in. And the ogres are, like, unable to just, like, pry these things open.
Yeah.
So, like, once they're in there, they're safe, y'all.
And we get this, like, sequence of Kevin falling
It's
down.
so weird. 'Cause I think,
dark tunnel.
they wanted it to be him, like, sliding, but, like, these walls are not smooth. So it's more like an Alice in Wonderland tumble into nothingness type deal.
Also, like, it's one of those things where, like, the background is obviously separate, like a separate drawing, but it's even more noticeable, so he just kind of, like, swirls around.
Yeah! Alice in Wonderland comes to mind, and also, like, Nightmare Before Christmas, when Jack goes into the portal.
Yeah.
That looked better than this. It was he just kind of, like, spinning in the air. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's not a smooth tunnel.
But he's, like, just twirling
He's
in
still
there.
twirling like it's a smooth tunnel. Maybe there's a miscommunication in animation, who knows.
Yeah.
Kind of, he slides into the Gummy Bears, I guess, hideout, we'll say. And they don't notice him at first because he kind of slides in behind a table that's been knocked over.
Yeah. So he's just hiding there as the Gummy Bears are talking to each other.
I told you getting involved with humans would bring us nothing but trouble.
That's not fair, Gruffy. It's not his fault there have been so many ogres in the woods lately.
I liked him. And I bet there's a lot of things he could tell us about.
Like what human music is like.
Or what kind of foods they eat.
Or about knights or wizards
Or about that medallion.
So, Gruffy is, like, the only valid one, and I really like him.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I think he's maybe the only really distinct one besides Zummy and Grammy, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe even more.
Also, I just like characters that are, like, assholes with a heart of gold.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always fun. Like a he's like Grumpy from Snow White and
yeah.
What other characters? You know.
I
can think of anyone
think
else.
Think of your favorite, like, media grump.
Yep.
Who's got a soft side. And so Gruffy is like, you know, I was right, getting involved with humans are just gonna, like, bring us a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
And Sunny is like, dude, like, it's not the kids' fault that there's just been a lot of ogres lately.
Yes.
In these woods, you know?
And then we get little character bits for kind of each of the bears. Sunny likes, like, human music, or wants to hear human music. Tummy wants to eat human food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
He's fat.
And Cubby wants, like, the adventure. He's interested. I'm not sure what Cubby's gender is. They were interested in, like, knights and wizards.
Yeah. And, you know,
and
I always hesitate to say Sunny.
Sunny.
Sunny wants to know more about the medallion.
Yes.
And that's when they realize that they left the medallion outside with the human.
And then Kevin, not bothering to hide anymore, just kind of jumps up. And he's like, whoa, what a cool place.
Yeah, complimenting the decor.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. It's like, they're like somewhere underground. And so everything's wooden and carved really nice. There's like bookcases or bookshelves, whatever. They're just living it up down here. For however long. Their whole lives.
Yeah.
The bears all scatter when they realize Kevin is in here. Mm-hmm. And I love Grammy at first threatens to, like, beat him up.
Yeah, and she'll smack him until next Tuesday if he gets any closer.
There's the mob eagle.
They even have the same haircut.
Oh, they do. Well, no, Ma has the bun.
Oh, yeah.
You're thinking of Ma Beagle and
I'm thinking of New Ma.
New Ma.
Oh,
and then,
I miss New Ma.
Yeah. And then, Gruffy ties Kevin up, and then end scene.
Yeah. Because Kevin is just like, please, I don't mean you any harm, and it's like, stop chasing them then.
Yeah, stop chasing us. This one wasn't his fault. Tummy slammed into him.
Yeah.
And how Tummy didn't notice, but whatever. And so we go back to Duke Igthorn, because he's the villain. There's still 15 minutes left in this episode, Jesus.
Duke Ickthorn is, like, getting a robe.
Yeah, like, he wants to dress like a king, so he's trying on different cloaks, and he's got, like, a whole mirror set up.
Yeah, dude, you need a boob window. That's just...
It's important. So just, like, they just have this, like, they're in the middle of nowhere. He's sitting on a stump, and he's got, like, this full-length mirror almost in front of him.
Loser.
He's a loser. Who is this guy?
Yeah, who is this man? Yeah. He's a mess. I kind of like him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. He has his little toady guy, who's like a little ogre.
Yeah.
I don't know if we learned his name. I'll just probably call him Smeagol.
I mean, he probably has a name. I just could not be.
He probably does,
asked.
but I don't care. But one of the big ogres comes to let him know that they are going to test the catapult.
They call him your nastiness.
Yeah, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
And the catapult, it's just like it's a big catapult.
Mm-hmm.
It's really big.
If you've seen one catapult, you've
seen them all. And so they load the catapult, and then they give him the rope, and they fuck up.
Yeah, it like doesn't manage to catapult the rock, the boulder.
It goes up, and then it drops the boulder onto Smeagol.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who is dead.
Rest in
peace, Smeagol.
And Duke literally, like, comes, and he's, like, like, talking to Big Orange.
Yeah.
He's like, what's wrong with you? Like, I could have been killed. And he has, like, his foot on top of the boulder, like, making it worse. Yeah. Smeagol.
Back to Kevin. They have wrapped this kid up in rope. He's like I don't even, like, he's sitting in a basket, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, like, it's from top to bottom, just, like, his eyes and his nose are, like, visible.
Because Gruffy's interrogating him. Because he doesn't believe that his grandfather gave him the medallion, or, like, if the grandfather had the medallion, where'd he get it from?
Yeah. And Kevin is like, well, like, my grandfather got it when he was a kid, and he found it in this ruined city up in the Western Mountains.
Which is the most interesting plot point this episode drops, and then is kind of never brought up again. And
Kevin very politely asks for something to drink.
I know.
He's parched.
He's very polite. Not much character, but he's polite. But Grammy Gummy is won over by Kevin's politeness, and goes to get him a drink. But Tummy goes to do it, and because he's a dipshit, he gives Kevin gummy berry juice.
Yes. And I love how Grammy's like, Tummy, what is that?
Yeah.
Like, the way she asks.
She's like, wait.
I
just entrusted Tummy with something.
And then everyone's like, oh shit, we fucked up.
Yeah. Because for the gummy bears, it makes them bounce, the juice. But for Kevin, it almost like makes him stretch at first, right?
Yeah. It gives him strength.
Yes.
So I think he just like manages to like rip.
Yeah. He
all like the rope.
Yeah. And the gummy bears run because he's free, and so he's super strong, like you said.
Yeah, he's like lifting a table that Tummy tried to like hide under, and he's just kind of like. Kevin immediately recognizes like that he could be like the most powerful knight if he were to like have these powers forever.
Yes,
you know.
And Princess Calla will notice him. Yeah, so we get like his slight character, like what he's about. He wants to be a knight.
Yeah.
Sure. It's medieval times. It's either that or you die of the plague.
Yeah. And so he's like going around, like I think he like opens a door, but in opening it he like tears it down.
Yeah.
And,
Gruffy's clinging to it on the other side.
Yeah.
And he's still like insisting that like I'm not gonna hurt you guys. As he's holding the door, the potion wears off, and so he collapses under its weight.
And like Kevin had said that like the Gummy Bears are his heroes.
Yeah.
Like, that he just wants to be friends. And yeah, like, the door collapses on him, so Gruffy gets real brave.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hurt you. You're my heroes. Don't you understand that? I want us to be friends.
The juice wore off, didn't it? So, now the shoe's on the other paw. I'm going to get me some more rope.
Leave the boy alone, Gruffy Gummy. He's proved that he's trustworthy.
Thank you, ma'am.
And he, like, leaves to get more rope, but he's tripped up by Grammy.
Literally. She's like, I trust him.
Yeah.
Sure.
Don't know why.
I know.
What about these actions?
I know, what is he, I mean, I guess he didn't hurt them while he was super strong.
I guess.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And I think at this point they're actually all introduced.
Well, we get specifically told, we get that Zummy Gummy, he's the keeper of wisdom.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is when Cubby says that he's gonna be a knight.
Yes. Yeah, so Cabot asks, like, you know, what the hell was that I drank? That witch's brew. And they explain that it's gummy berry juice that they've been making for centuries.
Yeah.
And that it makes them bounce. And that's kind of it.
Yeah, like, why?
Why?
Is this, like, your frat party's jungle juice, but, like, you just want to drink it? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't, it's, yeah, it makes them bounce. But, as Zummy points out, it has a different effect on humans.
Yeah.
Super strength.
Super strength. And then Zummy immediately changes the conversation.
Yeah, let's shelve that plot point. Come with me. And he leads Kevin into, like, this big library. Mm-hmm. And to the Great Book of Gummy, which is it's like a giant book. It's like 5 feet long.
Yeah.
No idea what's in it.
Zummy says that, but then he immediately, like, tells Kevin that, like, I need you to swear on this book.
Yeah.
You need a promise that you're never gonna tell anyone, like, that we exist.
Yeah.
Or where our house is, or about, like, the gummy berry juice.
Yeah.
Kevin does it.
Yeah, and the book, like, is magical, sentient, something.
Yeah.
And it glows. And this somehow means that it confirms his word.
Yeah.
What if it means he's lying, Zummy? How do you know?
You don't know anything about this book.
The knowledge of your forefathers has been locked away for centuries.
Oh no. I wrote here on my notes, I'm like, is this like swearing on the Bible when you're in court?
Yes. Yes. But magic.
But magic.
Like, how old are these gummy bears?
That's the thing.
Yeah, like, I mean...
kind of depressing.
Yeah, who...
Are these...
like,
is this it?
Yeah, is this it, is the thing. And, like, who were their parents? Mm-hmm. Like, they had to come from somewhere?
Yeah.
And,
like...
I don't think Zummy and Grammy are a thing, so...
Exactly. I was like, because, like, we see, like, Tummy, Sunny, and Cubby are, like, kids. Mm-hmm. They're, like, teens or kids.
Yeah.
So, whose kids are they?
Yeah. Whose kids are they?
How long, what's their lifespan?
Yeah, how long do these things live?
Who knows?
Because their whole house is very detailed.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I don't know. Who knows? Whatever, I guess. Maybe they just pop out of the ground.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I mean, maybe
probably
this
not,
is explained later.
I don't know if they're gonna get into what
The
gummy
lore.
bears had sex with who.
Well, remember, Disney, you're not allowed to have your own children.
That's right.
You can have children, but they're not your own.
No.
Point is, we don't know the family structure
Oh,
yet.
and oh my god, I just... we cut back and all the bears are there. All the other bears suddenly appear in the room when we pan out from the book, and I did not notice before.
That's what I was saying, that it feels very choppy sometimes.
Yeah, completely. Oh my god, I didn't even notice that. I was like, holy shit, they're all there now. And then we get, like, even deeper underground, we get this whole tunnel root system that looks like the Matterhorn.
Yeah.
It evokes memory of the Matterhorn. So I guess they're getting Kevin back home.
I think so. Yeah, because they like Sunny tells like that these are like quick tunnels that they use to like go everywhere, basically.
Yeah. And that apparently the ancient Gummies built them.
Yeah, so this is like a dwindling civilization.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a whole lost civilization, like especially with what Kevin's grandfather found the medallion in some ruined city up in the mountains. I'm like, oh cool, like a decimated gummy bear city. Awesome.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, they made these like this, like you see on this little like bobsled thing. It's like we got like a bird head up in front, carved out of the wood. The implication that they lost all this knowledge and technology.
Yeah.
Over the centuries.
Because it's like a pretty intense roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
It like leaves the underground. It like shoots from one like part to another.
Yeah.
And then at that point, Kevin sees something. But then it keeps going and then like there's a loop.
Yeah.
That they go
Yeah,
to.
I'm not sure what is propelling this thing. I guess just momentum.
Pure. Yeah.
However, roller coasters used to work in the past. I'm not really sure. I just realized they like go through a waterfall. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. We do see the catapult for a second.
Yeah, because okay, so Kevin says at one point, "Can we go back? Can like we turn this around?" And I didn't realize until like my third watch that
I didn't
it's
notice.
because he saw the catapult.
Yeah, for like a split second that they're above ground, or they're in the open, and then right before they go back into another tunnel. It's like, Kevin, this thing doesn't have wheels. I don't think it can turn around. But it does eventually slow down, and I think it's Kevin, Sunny, and Cubby. And so there's like all these like secret tunnels and passageways they used to get around.
Yeah.
And they go up through one and they see the catapult. Oh, I didn't even notice Smeagol is all bandaged up.
And then, so, like I said, the Duke has some funny lines. Because, so we hear him yelling at Big Orange, I'm gonna call him, that like, another mistake and you'll be fired from the catapult.
And then, because they do another practice firing of the catapult, and this one works. It, like, I don't know what the fuck this catapult is. It, like, plows a hole through a mountain. So, which is smoking now, so sure. Whatever.
It's that effect in SpongeBob where the bike crashes, and then it, like,
a split second later,
up.
He blows up. And obviously Kevin and the Bears are overhearing this, and they know that this random guy is going to storm Castle Dunwin with his one catapult. I feel like the army of giant... Just use the ogres! Yeah, they're 8 feet tall! They can pick up horses with one hand! Like, you got an army!
No, he lives for the drama. He wants the catapult.
Dunwin has like one night that we've seen.
Well, see, they're expecting the ogres. They're not expecting the catapult.
I guess, but like, I mean, you're gonna destroy the castle and then what? Where are you gonna live?
Yeah, I don't think he's thought this through.
They go right back to the Gummy Bear hideout, and we get this one really cool shot that I actually did like a lot. Maybe the only shot I like in this episode. I think we're in the main room, but above we see that where exactly we are is right beneath like a lake. Because there's like this dome, like the roof has this little dome section where we see the lake and fish swimming in it. I thought it was like a really nice like atmospheric detail, like setting wise. That's about it. That's all that I liked. And Kevin's trying to convince these guys to help him fight this evil guy with a sword, a giant catapult, and an army of ogres.
Yes.
Which Kevin, shut up.
Yeah, because Kevin is like, you know, I totally understand that like all the stories that you've grown up say like stay away from humans, but like Kevin is like, but you know, gummies have always fought for justice, and like King Gregor is this like good man that deserves your help. I'm like, I don't know that man.
I don't know who that is. You're 12. Our race is, like, near extinction.
Exactly. Like, that's what, like, Zuni says. I mean, we'd love to help you, Kevin, but there's only, like, 5 of us.
5 of us. 2 of them are children, and then whatever Tummy is.
And Kevin keeps talking about, like, but the ancient gummies. And Sunny is like, we're not the ancient gummies, though. Like, kind of fucked up. He's like, we've lost most of their secrets. Like, we have no magic. We have no weapons. We can't fight. Like, there's no way we can help you here.
Look at us. Yeah, Kevin annoyed me a bit. And I'm like, dude, you're 12. And, like, there's 5 of these little, like, plush bears. They can bounce. That's all they got.
That's all they got. Like, that's what, like...
And Kevin's like, people are going to get hurt and just going to let it happen? I'm like, yeah, like they've done for hundreds of years.
And, like, Kevin gets so mad.
It's like, you just met these guys.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
You're asking for a lot.
Yeah. Dudes you just met. And he's all, like, fixated on these, on the stories of the ancient gummies. And it kind of, like, lacks any punch, since we don't know what these stories are. They were heroic, apparently. They had magic, apparently. Whatever. Yeah, Kevin, like, he's like, y'all suck. I can't believe I ever believed in you. And he throws the medallion on the ground, and I love that Zummy just picks it up and puts it on. Back where you belong.
Kevin, like, calls them selfish old bears and, like, leaves. Oh, well, he says that, like, I'm just a kid, but even I'm not afraid to try. And I'm like, okay.
Okay. I mean, I would just, like, chill with these bears.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like
I got no parents.
Yeah, I got no parents. I'm an orphan. The knight who's kind of like, my boss, abandoned me to ogres.
Yeah. Unwin's a dick.
Yeah,
like...
I'll just hang out here with these cool bears.
People are gonna get hurt, and you're just gonna let it happen? Will you just go ahead and hide in your hole? All those stories about the great gummies, they really are just fairy tales.
The bears kind of feel bad about not helping, sorta. But then the medallion Zummy's wearing starts glowing and like, pulling him somewhere. It's pulling him.
Yeah.
And
I love that Gruffy is like, we have no reason to feel bad.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, Gruffy, that's right. And the medallion leads Zummy to the Great Book of Gummy. And I mean, I guess it only works when a gummy bear is wearing it, because Kevin was wearing it not right next to the book earlier.
Yeah, I guess. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows how this Bible works?
So the medallion goes on, like, the lock of the book, and it opens it. Yeah. And so it's open for the first time.
Ooh.
And Zummy starts to read. And
yes.
a passage apparently written by the last of the great gummies, whose name we do not get.
I, the last of the great gummies, locked this book containing all our lore and magic. You who read these pages have unlocked your past. Now find your future. Help the good fight the wicked. Strive to make gummies great once more.
Yeah, at that point they were already like failing as a civilization.
I guess.
Like, if they have to.
I mean, if they had to lock it away, like, what was happening?
Yeah.
Why'd you have to lock all your secrets away? If the whole time he's reading, we just keep getting the same shot reused over and over again with him just lifting his finger. And then, yeah, all the other gummy bears are there. While he's reading this. And yeah, so apparently they have to make gummies great once more, and they will do that by not letting some random innocent people be hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the great gummies would have helped, so they're going to do it too, even though it's a very bad idea.
And so Zummy is like, I'm gonna help, and like whoever wants to join me can. And like the kids immediately are like, yeah, we're all going. Like, and no one stops them because they're children.
Yep. And we see Kevin sneaking through the woods, talking about his plan to no one.
To us. It's exposition.
Yes. He is going to somehow, like, mess with the wheels.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? It fails immediately. Which at least is believable. Because he crawls into... Because there's tents set up. He crawls into, I guess, like, the tool tent. Mm-hmm. And, oh my god, it literally says that! Holy shit! There's a sign in over the tent that says tool tent! Did not notice that. I'm a genius. My mind is on par with the writers in 1984. Kudos to me.
Hey.
And there's a ogre guarding it, but he doesn't notice Kevin.
No.
And Kevin steals a saw. And there's a conveniently sleeping ogre next to the catapult, as Kevin creeps up to start sawing through the legs, and is immediately caught.
And, like, we immediately get to this, like, shot of, like, the ogres pulling the catapults away into, like, a position to attack the castle.
Yeah.
And Kevin is just, like, he's, like, handcuffed.
Oh my god, it's so fucking pathetic. He is chained to, like, a stake in the ground, just, like, by the ankle. Yeah. So sad.
Take off the shoe.
No. It's so sad. I'm like, why did they just kill him? This is so sad. Yeah, so his plan immediately failed, which I think is very funny.
Yeah. So we go back to the gummies that are getting ready to leave.
Yeah, and their weapons, leave much to be desired.
We got spoon, we got umbrella.
We got whatever Grammy has.
Rolling pin. I think it's a rolling pin.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, probably. And Cubby has a little wooden sword. Zummy is doing the only helpful thing, which is writing down a bunch of spells. That I would
cheat sheet.
Yes. Though I would think he wouldn't know how to use them, considering they've been lost to them for centuries. But
he's just gonna say words and hope they stick.
Yeah. No, I think basically that's his plan. And I think Gruffy is going along just to make sure they're safe.
Yeah. And so...
Yeah, so they're outside,
they
they're sneaking outside of the ogre camp. We see some ogres doing laundry. Sure.
This is one of those moments where, like, it just cuts to the Gummi Bears, like, talking about how they need... Grammy's saying how they need to get some gummy berry juice to I wrote Calvin on my notes. Kevin.
Which, yeah, it's a pretty solid plan. Because he can tear through the chain, no problem. But they have to get the gummy berry juice to him in broad daylight.
Yeah. And so Zummy says that he has an invisibility spell. It's one of those words for me.
No worries.
And so Gruffy, like, takes it. He's like, okay, like, if anyone's gonna do, like, participate into this dumbass scheme, it's gonna be me.
Yes. You're walking into danger for Kevin? I thought you didn't like humans.
Don't you tell me who I like and who I don't like.
Yeah, Zummy says words, magic spell, and Gruffy's invisible. And we get the cheapest shot in the episode because they don't need to animate Gruffy until the spell wears off.
Which is, like, immediately it wears off.
Yeah.
Basically.
He gets down the hill, and then Kevin helps by revealing his position to everyone who did not notice this bear appear. By yelling at him.
He's like, oh my god, thank you for coming. And he's still, like, Gruffy is not in front of Kevin at that point. He still has to get through a bunch of
He has to get away from, like, 10 ogres still. It's like, Kevin... Shut up. Like, thank him later.
Yeah. It's so dumb.
It's so dumb. Big Orange grabs Gruffy, but Gruffy still manages to throw the potion at Kevin, who thankfully catches it.
And Big Orange is like, I've never seen anything like you to Gruffy.
Yeah.
You know, like, what are you? And Gruffy's like, I'm a gummy bear, all proud.
Kevin chugs the potion.
Yes.
and tears the chain.
He rolls up his sleeves and picks up Big Orange.
Yes, he has him put down Gruffy, and then once Gruffy's safe, he throws Big Orange into the air, throws the next ogre who tries to grab him into the air.
That was another funny shot because we get this green ogre grabbing Kevin, and then immediately it's just this green ogre also
also flying
through the air.
And then we see Duke Igthorn with his catapult right outside of Castle Dunwyn. He has a brand new kingly cape on.
It's red.
Yes, I like the detail that they give him a new one because I don't think they comment on it, so that was fun. And so apparently everyone in the castle was panicking. And as he's relishing in their panic, Big Orange falls out of the sky and lands on him.
And so, what do you call him? Smeagol? Is cheering because he didn't get squashed. And then he gets squashed as well by the green guy.
And Igthorn is asking him, hey, what the fuck? How the fuck did you fall out of the sky?
Yeah.
And they tell him, a little kid threw us.
And they're like, what the fuck do you mean a little kid threw you guys?
And the ogres very helpfully explain, he drank something from this potion a Gummi Bear gave him.
Yeah.
And Igthorn doesn't believe him.
How did you fall from the clear blue sky?
Little boy threw us here.
Threw you here?
From catapult camp.
How do you think a little boy got so strong?
He got a small bottle of magic drink from Gummi Bear.
A Gummi Bear? What kind of fool do you take me for?
Don't know. How many kinds are there?
And, I think Duke Igthorn, strangles him. At least that's the action.
I think that's she's strangling him, but we get, this close-up. So we only see Duke Igthorn reaching and looking mad.
Yeah. But I think the implication is a stranglehold here.
I think so, yeah. But they're fine. And so we see the King, Gregor, and the only knight, Tuxford. And they're like, how did we not know that Duke Igthorn had this evil plan? I'm like, I don't know, you got one knight, dude. I don't know, no one's doing recon.
No.
Oh, there's more knights, here we go.
Yeah, but what are they gonna do?
Yeah. Okay, we see some knights on horseback. Who knows what they're gonna do? Igthorn, Tuxford is. I guess they're gonna charge and fight the ogres.
Yeah.
When Igthorn has a ball of tar, I think.
Yeah. So Sir Tuxford says that lower the drawbridge, but before they can do that, this ball of tar gets thrown and completely they can't open the bridge anymore, so they're all trapped inside.
They are trapped within the walls. Yeah, so we see Kevin and the Gummi Bears are up in a tree watching all this unfold. And Kevin's plan, why is he making the plan? Is for them, I think, to distract the ogres while he tears apart the catapult,
which is just big chunks of solid wood and stone.
I guess he'll take another potion, but I'm I think you still have the ogres to worry about.
Yeah, I don't know. He is a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah, why is he making the plans? Yeah, so now they are firing rocks at the castle, and it's doing some damage. We get a turret that gets kind of messed up.
Yeah. And everyone takes shots.
Yes, they all take shots in a circle. And so they're, I guess, attacking. They run, they're attacking. They run at the ogres, jumping on their heads. I was gonna say Mob Eagle. Grammy Gummy is, pouring, batter in their faces.
Yeah, don't know where she got that from.
Yeah, who knows?
It's a lot of bouncing noises.
Yes. And Igthorn, grabs Smeagol. He's very handsy. I don't know.
Yeah. This is, I don't know how he grabs him. It's he, like, puts one hand beneath his head.
It's weird.
It's weird. It's a weird position.
It's weird.
What is that? What's going on? Who are those attackers?
They looking like gummy bears, you dookie nuts.
He calls them dookiness, which...
Bad.
I'm a child and that made me laugh.
He keeps calling him that, and I really don't like it. I mean, kids in the 80s.
Yeah.
They sucked. And they're gonna give him this ammunition.
Dookiness.
No, stop saying it, please. Yeah, so we're getting... The gummy bears are making the ogres, jump into things so they can't catch them. Because they're bouncing around, bouncing here and there and everywhere.
And they do a good job.
Yeah.
But they don't manage to distract, like, Ichthorn, because he still notices Kevin, like, going for the catapult.
Yeah.
And he recognizes him as the boy with the potion.
Yeah. And so he throws Smeagol over there to grab it instead of going himself, a full-grown man. Whatever. So Smeagol gets it. And he throws it... he throws it, Cubby catches it, Zummy catches it, and throws it back to Kevin. Mm-hmm. And then Ichthorn just takes it out of his hand.
And, like, proportions in the show are all over
I was gonna say, Ichthorn is, like, massive for, like, a split second next to Kevin, and it is weird.
Yeah. Yeah, he, like, drinks the whole thing.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah.
And so he picks up a boulder, and he's like, oh, I'm hot shit. Cool. And he's spinning it like a basketball, the boulder.
Yeah. Well, Kevin is, like, kind of smart about it, because he's like, he's gonna lose his strength in a couple of minutes, but he's still gonna have a catapult, so, like, we still need to take the catapult apart.
So while he's distracted with being super strong for a second, his plan is to release the brake, because this catapult has a brake, like, an actual brake, like, an emergency brake.
Because it's down a hill, you don't want it to roll.
Well, I mean, like, normally there'd be, like, little stoppers, like, blocks, not, like, a whole-ass parking brake. And, Ichthorn is just, like, boasting to no one. To Gregor, to King Gregor, who is, like, 2 miles away, so to no one.
Yeah.
About how nobody can stop him now, and all that.
What's the deal here? What's the history?
I know, like, jilted exes? I
guess.
We'll just say that, I guess. So he throws this giant boulder, like, those 2 miles, and it does hit one of the towers, and it, like, destroys it completely.
Yeah, and we see, like, the knights are still trying to, like, open the door.
Like, they're trying to push it open. Dude, get rope and go down the other side. Like, what? Whatever. And the king and the princess are just, like, outside, out in the open.
Yeah.
Like,
watching it all happen.
Like, liable to be crushed by falling stone at any moment.
Are there no, like, secret exits or entrances?
Right? I mean, you just have the one. And, okay.
Sure. This is why there's only, like, 10 people in your kingdom.
Everyone else with the common sense to move out.
Yeah.
And I think they released the break, right?
Yeah, they do.
Meanwhile, Ichthorn is just, like, juggling rocks. Like, he takes just a quick break to juggle rocks.
Yeah. And he sees that the catapult is, like, rolling at this point. He's like, like, who the fuck cares about a catapult? Like, I'm all the catapults I need.
Yeah. And he goes and, like, picks up the rock that was lying in, like, the catapult. And, like, he picks it up, and then the gummy bear juice wears off, and he's crushed by it. This is the funniest sequence of events. What the hell?
Because I love his lead up, because he's all like, today, Castle Dunwyn is mine. Tomorrow, the world immediately gets crushed by this boulder.
Obviously, he doesn't die, because, of course.
No.
But he gets, the catapult launches somehow.
Yeah.
Launches both the boulder and him over the wall. Who knows where the boulder goes? But he first crashes into, like, a melon cart, and then that sends him propelling at high fucking speed through the castle.
No friction whatsoever.
No friction. He has been greased. He is
Again, physics has not been invented yet.
He slides up a chimney and out of the chimney in a cloud of smoke and just like, Team Rocket were blasting off again. Yeah. He's
just gone.
It is the most bizarre sequence. Like, yeah.
This is like a slip and slide. Yeah. Like, you could add like slide with some music.
And who knows where the boulder went? Like, who cares?
No. He's gone.
The catapult is still sliding. It's rolling now down this hill towards the castle.
That's the thing. The princess and the king watch this happen, and then Calla immediately turns around, like, not acknowledging this whatsoever, just to tell her dad that the catapult is rolling.
Yeah. Like, we just... Whatever happened there? And the Gummi Bears and Kevin are all on the catapult, and they're like, hey, yeah, it's gonna hit the castle, we gotta jump. But Kevin's like, we can't, it's gonna hit the castle.
What do you think was gonna happen?
Yeah, it's on a hill. And what the hell do you think you're gonna do? Jump.
Yeah.
But I guess he doesn't, or...
He gets stuck.
Yeah, that's right, he gets stuck.
So I guess he says he doesn't want to jump, but then they all jump, and then he wants to jump, and his sleeve got caught.
Yeah. So they're like, it's running straight towards, like, the drawbridge. I don't know why Kevin was worried. Anyway. It's running straight towards the drawbridge at, like, high speed. Calla somehow sees him on the catapult.
He's on the catapult, yeah.
And then it like, slams into the drawbridge and makes it open.
And
because fuck the tar
gets died.
Yeah,
it like the tar shatters, comes off,
and so there's just the pieces of the catapult lying under the drawbridge, and they're like, "Oh no, Kevin is dead." He crawls out of the wreckage. This thing is this massive catapult. Like 50 feet tall or whatever, is in splinters, and this stupid kid climbs out of it totally fine. Gummi Bears watching all cheer.
Yeah, because he's not dead.
Yeah, and the knights and everyone help Kevin up, and they're like, what were you doing on the catapult? And I think he says that he made it.
He set it free.
He set it free.
So that it could crash. Yeah. So what? Okay, so if your plan was to make it crash so it would destroy, where were you planning on crashing it, Kevin?
Like,
if it's not the castle?
Like, you can't steer it. It's a catapult. Yeah. And also, it's wood. I don't think it'll do much damage. Or if it did, it's, not much compared to the entire castle being destroyed. So, it's fine, Kevin.
Whatever.
Calla comes over to give him, like, congratulations for destroying the catapult all by himself. And
Kevin wants to be like...
I don't know why he doesn't just take the credit, because at first...
I don't know.
At first he's like, oh no, I had help. And then he's like, oh wait, shit. And then he's like, nah, actually. And then he goes back on what he said, saying that he was a prisoner, and then just jumped on top of the catapult.
Yeah, once he saw it, like, rolling away.
And I'm like, just say you let it free. Like, just get some sweet street cred. And like, I don't know why he has to lie. Like, this much.
Yeah, like, I get lying about, the Gummi Bears.
But, like, just, I mean, you did it. Just take the credit.
Yeah. And King Gregor is like, whatever, son, like, we're all good now.
Yeah, it's cool.
And I do hate his low-cut shirt.
It's terrible. We go back to the Gummi Bear hideout. And we saw the Gummi Bears are gathered, and Zummi is, I guess, recording their deeds in the book.
Yeah. Because it's, like, their duty to record everything of importance that happens to, like, any Gummi.
Yeah.
And he's like, for the first time in, like, generations, we've done a good thing.
Yeah.
Which is help this kid save his own kingdom.
Yeah.
Which,
Sure. And that's the end, with Zummi, with everyone gathered around, as he writes down the story in the Great Book of Gummi.
It is our duty to record every important deed done by a Gummi. For the first time in generations, we have done such a deed. Today, we help a young boy save his kingdom.
Thoughts?
Yeah, thoughts. I mean, it was okay episode.
Yeah. I mean, it set up a lot of things, which I hope they come back to. I mean, I don't know unless you guys vote on it.
Yeah, unless if you guys vote on a future Gummy Bear episode, if you have one in mind. Yeah, like I think the bits of lore they do sprinkle in are interesting, but I don't know. I don't know if this show has the potential to deliver on any of it, just based on this episode.
I get that it's the first episode, but sometimes it was like straight up look at the camera and tell me the exposition that you need me to know. Yes. Kind of. Oh my god, do they call each other by name so much?
Yeah.
Which is like, I feel like it's so jarring because you don't do that in real life.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little early to be comparing it to future shows within Disney Afternoon, I guess, but I'll do it anyway. We'll see as we go along. This first episode is a little bit lacking in comparison to the future episodes we'll get. And I guess I can kind of see how they stepped up their game with shows like DuckTales and Chip and Dale.
Yeah.
But, do you have an MVP for this episode?
Gruffy.
Gruffy. The villain had some funny bits, but...
He did. But I don't like looking at him.
Yeah, I don't like looking at him either.
Absolutely hate looking at him.
He's so terrible to look at. Ugh. Yeah. Follow us on Twitter. We're at Amores Patos, or Amores Patos Face the Disney Afternoon on Twitter. Just if you want to keep updated with episodes. The next episodes we will be reviewing are the DuckTales premiere episodes.
Yes.
We're very excited to get into DuckTales.
I mean, if you don't know us from our other DuckTales podcast, I mean, we just really like DuckTales.
Yeah, big DuckTales fans.
Yes.
Yeah, so stay tuned. Leave us a review on iTunes and wherever you may be listening to us. Thank Michael at Spintrick for our lovely cover art.
Yes. It's great. I love it.
I love it so much. Oh my goodness.
Thank you guys for listening. I hope you either if you're continuing, thank you for joining us for this episode, this podcast.
Yes.
And if you're new, I hope you continue on this journey with us.
Yeah, stay tuned for DuckTales.
Dashing and daring, courageous and caring, faithful and friendly with stories to share. All through the forest they sing out in chorus, marching along as their song fills the air. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventure that's beyond compare. They are the Gummy Bears. Magic and mystery are part of their history, along with the secret of Gummy Bears.